So I grew up in Bozeman, Montana. We had a small farm with buffalo and cows and chickens. I even had a goat. And I started singing at a really young age. I sang in choir and I sang at school, and my mom sang to me growing up, but I never knew it was possible. And I didn't really find that out until I went to Switzerland, of all places, on an exchange program my junior year of high school. It was my way of running away legally. And there was a band there that needed a singer. And so they said, hey, do you want to come audition? I told them I sing, and that was the beginning. That's when I knew this would be my life. I didn't know how. I didn't know how quite to get to Nashville. So it took a few years to figure out some things, but I finally made my way there about 6 years ago. I think what it is about the country genre that I love so much are the stories. We get to tell these little 3.5-minute movies. And I listened to those growing up. You know, everyone from, my person is Miss Dolly Parton. There's no question when it comes to her storytelling, her musicality, her, just the it factor that she has, the entertainer and the positive impact. I mean, she encompasses it all, you know, and I think that, you know, when I think of Loretta and all the incredible artists, you know, Trisha Yearwood, Faith Hill, Shania had a huge impact on me. Just these incredible personalities. It was beyond the music, you know, and I think that they tell the stories in such a way. I mean, when we think of these female artists, they all have such an identity, and that's what really has drawn me also to just be the best entertainer I can be and strive to be someone that is kind of my own deal, you know, and not trying to follow any moving targets. But I love telling stories. I love writing stories, and I started writing stories as a young kid, so listening to country music all the time in our barn was a huge influence. Okay, this song, Winnebago, is the first time I heard it, I just wanted to go live this song. The song takes you all over the country to all these national monuments I've never even been to. And growing up as a kid, my grandparents in Montana, they would bring out the motorhome at the beginning of the summer. We'd all jump in and we'd make our way to Minnesota every summer. So it's kind of fun. It's like my life has gone full circle, that I'm getting to exactly live this, you know, this childhood dream all over again through the song. And what I love about the song is I'm driving, so you'll have to hop into my Winnebago. And but it takes you to beautiful places. I mean, there's so much imagery. You know, I want to hold your hand at the top of the Empire State. You know, take a Polaroid picture under Mount Rushmore, and go to the Golden Gate. And there's all these moments in the song, and I can't wait to relive this song, you know, from touring to shows, and then as well as the music video. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a fun song. We need a little fun right now. There never was a plan B, but there were a whole bunch of plans to get to my plan A. I mean, I had every job you could imagine. You know, at one point I had 2 full-time jobs, one to pay my bills and one to make my music. You know, I've always been a worker bee. I mean, I grew up on the farm, and that's, you know, we were up, our chores had to be done, so that work ethic started early on. And I knew that when I got to Nashville, I wanted to be 1,000% in music. I wanted to be self-sufficient. I wanted to be able to just completely focus on music. So I was able to build that before I came to Nashville to really just go all in, which I think has been a lot of fun. But you know, when you do what you love and you love what you do, you know, you don't even realize you've worked, you know, 364.5 days in a row. You're just like thrilled that you get to do what you love. But I mean, I did everything. I remember Bono saying once that he was a salesman. You know, he's just like a door-to-door salesman, me selling his songs. And I think I've been every salesman. I think one of my favorite parts about being an artist and being able to share my music all over the place is the traveling and the people you meet on the road. And probably my favorite story to date happened, I was flying back from Montana, probably to Nashville, I believe, and Jack Horner, paleontologist, is on the same flight, and he's sitting next to me, and I had no idea who this was. But you know, growing up, he was our science class. You know, we're talking about dinosaurs. He found the first T-Rex. I mean, he found the baby Stegosaurus. I mean, this guy's pretty amazing. So I mean, I revert to like a 12-year-old child as I'm talking to him in the airplane, and we're talking about, you know, bringing back dinosaurs, and he's talking about mixing chicken DNA with velociraptor. I mean, come on. Like, so I'm going, well, I sing. I'm like, you're building dinosaurs? I write country songs. totally cool. It was amazing that we had the most interesting conversation, and just how birds are the closest relative to dinosaurs. So I find that curiosity is great for songwriting. It's great for growing as a human being, and just I think I always say get curious. Like, I love information. I love knowing the why and the how and what could possibly happen. And I did ask him. I was like, so as a kid, you wanted a pet dinosaur, didn't you? I was right. My end goal. My end goal is a sold-out crowd. Every seat's filled, and every person in that stadium knows every single word to every single song I'm about to sing because they want to. That's my end game, because when that happens, everything else has fallen into place.